This was like a footpath right here. This is it. Like everything looked like these woods right here. I mean, literally every ounce of this property looked like that, from where my shop is included. Man, this guy just scammed me for my address. You know what I mean? Easy for other people, cool for me. You know what I mean? Like, just because it, you know, this whole truck represents my dad or whatever.
Absolutely.
And it, to be honest, it looks really dusty and far off.
Legitimate signature series.
Right, yeah, signature series, Tony Thrower series. But like measuring drawer, that's just kind of how I got it set up.
Do you still cut twice after measuring?
Yeah, unfortunately, man.
Great ripping. Welcome to the show, guys. This is Shop and Compound Tours, first episode. And I'm your host, Kevin Schmittling. And I'm here with Scott Thrower.
Man, I thought you had one or two in the works. I'm excited. I'm the first one, man. That's pretty exciting.
This is the first. It is going to be pretty sweet little tour for the day. Scott here has been putting together one hell of a compound. This is just a little bit of a taste of what you can see behind us, but Scott, why don't you kind of break it down? Like, what do you got going on here, and like, how long has it taken to get this place to what it is?
Well, like I just said, I'm excited. Now I feel like the expectations is like through the roof. But so I like to, we'll first start by like how me and you discussed. I think there's two different kinds of shops. There's a shop that is fashionable and really aesthetically pleasing, but it's like almost like they couldn't work in the shop. It's so clean and so nice that you go in there and you're like, man, should I take my shoes off in this place?
Yeah. You know, getting a tool out of place.
Well, my shop it started out as a complete functional shop, meaning tools everywhere, kind of a mess. I'm starting to get the fashion side of it a little bit. Like, we're literally sitting in chairs that have been here about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks.
These
like
are fancy, I like it.
My wife came up with the idea of kind of making this wall behind us, move my tools around, and I feel like it did make everything a lot more functional and now aesthetically more pleasing when you come in. And I got to brag on my trophies, which is kind of cheesy on one aspect. I'm literally like, part of this is like, is this cringe or?
No, you got to show off your hard work.
But
these machines, you put a lot of time, energy, probably
money, effort. Yeah, you hurt yourself.
You know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's just a simple way of just showing off your, you know, skills and abilities, and behind the wheel and here in the shop building it.
Right. Like I said, that's the hard one for me, because like some, you know, to be completely honest, some of the ones are cheesy, but then it's like, man, I have them, might as well hang them up. I got some of my pops' trophies up there, random stuff like that. But you know, but yeah. So my shop is literally, I would say, a good balance of fashion and function. Like, we just got a little area here, dartboard, a little basketball stuff. I do got the crazy carts, so we kind of school around in here. We'll move stuff around. I'm gonna make the upstairs at one time, kind of put a banister around it, and then we can hang out there.
Nice.
But the rest of the shop is literally for function. From there on out, like, that's kind of your aesthetically pleasing stuff. I got some banners and random stuff hanging up, but the rest is all to serve a function here. You know, like, I like to say I produce a lot, like, and you'll see I got a lot of projects, and unfortunately, that's what they are, is projects.
But they always turn into something, because I've seen some of these projects in person at the track, and they get sideways.
I like to say they get down. I at least say that, you know.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, we got a variety here, so we get to show you that. Show you some of my tools.
So I see you lean a little heavy on the side-by-sides. Is that something your main focus is, side-by-sides?
That's my main squeeze, and that's where my heart's at right now. To be 100%, if I were to hit the lottery or finances change in a way where I could step back from work, I'd be on the dirt bike more, man. That's where like my real heart's at. But the saying goes, with age comes a cage, and then you know, a little more safe. And I guess with the side-by-sides, if things go wrong, like real bad, it kind of goes worse. But that scale is a lot bit different, because like a dirt bike, it's like you got a micro area where you're probably not going to get hurt, and then a large area where you can get hurt. This is like a large area where you probably can't get hurt, but then that area up here, it's like you're really getting hurt. It's like you're really wadding these things up. So I guess the risk versus the reward is a little more on the side by sides for my financial position
Right,
and all
that's
that stuff. You know.
understandable. You know, I'm the same way. That's my other channel, Endless Media. The whole purpose behind that was to get out and kind of show my kids, you know, do something you're not comfortable with and focus on action sports, which is my background. But now I'm almost 40. I came to your house today limping out of my truck because I was taking my son on a, you know, ride on the dirt bike, or a four-wheeler, excuse me, and just riding it in a circle, I re-agitated my blown out knee, and I can't walk right now.
Getting old,
so,
man.
Man, getting old sucks. It is what it is. So that's why you find me behind the camera or in front of it in this manner, doing these types of shop tours and interviews and such. It's just not in my playbook these days to you know, be reckless anymore. My body pays for it too often. And,
well, unfortunately, this is neither one of our careers. This is like a, you know, like you're just starting this, and I'm starting my own channel type thing, and you know, it's just a growing thing. We both break our backs and make money in other ways. This is a fulfillment of fun, and hopefully it grows into something else.
Good,
you know,
payoff for, you know, the injured backs, the hurt knees. You know, working in those
still get to
days,
be around
you know,
it.
You know, I'm sure people are going to be curious. You know, you got all the fun toys, the shop that we're going to take a walk around.
Right.
He's got a private track here, believe it or not. What do you do that gets you these toys? Like, what kind of work do you do that provides for this?
So I clean hoods on restaurants. My grandfather actually started the business in '87, and him and my dad did the work up until my dad passed. My dad passed all of a sudden, and it kind of left me in a position where I had to either help my grandfather out, go along with the business, or kind of the business was kind of ended there. And at the time I was teaching at a college doing automotive and collision, so it kind of made me the decision to jump over onto what the business is called Grease Be Gone, which we clean hoods on restaurants.
Okay.
Not fun work, but it pays the bills. And man, I'm 60, 70 hours a work week sometimes, and then come back and then, you know, 2 or 3 hours here and there where I can fit it in to work on all this stuff. And that's how we make it work. But that's the passion of, you know, that's the drive of why I go to work, to be honest with you. You know, come home to my wife, make my wife happy, all that stuff, and then back to the toys, you know.
And working all those hours, and, you know, it has the payoff, as you see.
Right.
You know, unfortunate but great opportunity that you fell into. To have a living and an income that provides this way. Right. You know, it's really cool that you're able to carry on the name and the family business.
I always say I'm fortunate to have a back to go to work, man. Like and my little joke that I've been posting a lot is must be nice, you know. Like everybody wants to see this stuff, and like I'm excited to show all this. I genuinely am excited to show all this stuff, but it's not a bragging thing. Like this is a lifelong achievement of a goal of, like, I've literally, since I would say about 5 years old, I had a goal to have a track in my yard and a big shop. That has been, and that's a simple goal. To say the track and the details have evolved obviously as things go on, but it was always the same goal. It was like, man, I want to be able to just any given time. Like some people are like, their joke is like, I just want to piss off my front porch. Well, like mine is like, I just want to step out my yard and be able to ride. I don't like, and like I said, the envision was different. It was a dirt bike track at 5 years old, right? Well, like now I got a side-by-side track. I got a little pit bike track because like that's kind of what I can, and then a go-kart track, and that's, so like it's literally just in a dream that now I'm getting to share with people, and like these platforms and this type of stuff is like I said, it's not bragging, man. It's just like, man, this is cool. I'm no different than anybody else. There ain't never been a handout. It's hard work between me and my wife, and like, so it's just, hopefully this is an achievement goal for someone else. They can see something similar and be like, this guy's no different. Like, he just broke his back. Yeah.
You know, compound that you have.
Right.
It's a matter of what you're willing to put out.
Sacrifice the work. Yep.
And sometimes it's not necessarily sacrifice. You're going to have to go to work regardless.
Right. Yes, sir. Yep.
You know, you got
set a goal and keep going, you know.
Learn new skills. I've been the same way. I've always found jobs that were jobs I felt like not anyone could just get.
Right, yep.
Now I'm in a position where it's a little bit different.
You hold value.
You know, I hold value, but it's all been the sacrifice over the past 15, 20 years of learning trades, you know, trying to start new businesses, failing some of those businesses.
Right, yep.
Having successful businesses, but took a lot of physical labor, and, you know, I'm too hurt now to keep doing those things.
Right.
All those skills have rounded me to do well in the position that I'm in now.
Right.
And that gives me the freedom to do these videos.
Other things, yeah.
The things that I enjoy, get to take my kids and do things.
Right.
My girlfriend and I get to lead a nice, comfortable life, and it's all been the sacrifices of my own body.
Right, yeah. Yep.
Years of labor, and knowing that I can't do labor my whole life.
Right.
How do I get out of that? And you find new skills and new trades and new ways to make an income.
Right, yeah.
Adapt and evolve. So that's kind of where I am now. What led me here.
Right, yeah.
It's just all kind of tenfold, you know.
Yep.
What you put out, you get back.
Yeah, you get in return. Yeah, and like I mean, I'm sure there's other people, and I got one buddy that like, and honestly, he's the guy that helped build this loft, helped build my stairs. I literally have a ton of friends, and I got one friend that I think he can outwork me. Like he's the one that I like. Right. And my buddy John Harlick, he's the one that I'm talking about. But like I said, he's a hard worker in the fact that like, man, he runs rampant just like myself. 70, 80 hours a work week. He actually tends to his son, gets him a dirt bike, still builds cool stuff. He's all the time going. But I'm that exact same level. It's like you wake up and it's like, man, what's the goal for the day? What do you want to get done? And like, unfortunately, part of them goals is going and cleaning kitchen hoods, going and rolling in grease, going and breaking your back, and using all the education that you used beforehand. And like I've seen a meme or whatever, but man, it describes it like 10-year-old ago Scott would be envious of this guy, like dreaming of where like that is true. I'd be dreaming of where I was 10 years ago. I could never envision this. So it's just keep working on the goal and everything, falls into place. You know what I mean? Right. Yes, sir. Yep. Right.
That's the big thing. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
Well, what do you say, man?
I'll give you a little tour. Well, I'll let you start, man. Wherever glues you to it, man. Like where you quick. As we're going, I'll kind of walk you through the cars and everything. Turbo car, unfortunately, that thing's windowed to block over there. But this is like my main. If this guy gets going, this is a bad bitch. I don't even know how else to describe it. Like, honestly, I've been working with 100 horsepower every time we go out racing. This thing's 200-ish, 220-ish, somewhere in there. And that's all I feel like you need. If you look at this car, it's like 14 inches off the ground. Where like most of these cars, like that one's actually 11 inches off the ground, and this one's still, the cage, seat, and everything is still about 6 inches lower. So like it's got a lot of work into that just to kind of bring center of gravity down. That's the whole goal of that thing. Turbo rig, the new setup for it should be pretty rowdy, low boost, but that's, like I said, my main baby. Like I told you earlier, my pops passed away all of a sudden, and this was actually his truck. It's a Ford Knight. They made it in 92. It's kind of got a gay stripe down the side factory. Goes purple to blue, which I'm going to end up putting that back on there. But it wasn't like this when my dad had it. I end up pulling the motor, redoing the motor, single turbo.
That was a beefy turbo.
Yeah. So TDI hooked it up with the turbo, and then IRD did the carburetor tuning, and everything else is all done by me. It's blow through, kind of old school technology now, but like I got some cool features of this thing, man, like that just, proud of my, like, I'll let you come back through and walk through, but, and you pop the door open, like, but my, like on the bottom of your license, you sign the bottom of your license. So like I got like my dad's signature from his license, and it's like backlit in the center console. Just,
that's cool.
It, cheesy for other people, cool for me. You know what I mean? Like, just because this whole truck represents my dad or whatever. And to be honest, it looks really dusty and far off.
Legitimate signature series.
Right? Yeah, signature series, Tony Thrower series. But like, man, it's like I said, you can see it ain't been sitting in it. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself if it don't crank, but. It's close, man. Little knickknacks, and I got to put the time in. I got to focus. If I can focus on this thing, she's close.
Oh, there she is.
Like, she didn't let me down, man. Yeah. But to be honest, nothing too rowdy. It should make around 600 to the tire. That's kind of where I'm thinking it should land. 351 performer cylinder heads, that TDI turbo, IRD carb. It's I don't know, 520 lift cam, you know, for hot rod guys, they're going to want to know.
I think it's sweet.
And then tool room here, like basically, like I said, how much that it's on silent. So like by the time I checked it, you had like sent like 4 or 5 messages,
Right.
and then you're like, send me your address. Well, I sent you my address, and then like how I've seen it is you immediately responded back, and you're like, oh, I can't make it, sorry. And I'm like, man, this guy just scammed me for my address. You know what I mean? Like because, but now that you're here, like this is awesome. I think it's great. Like, but see. When your response was awesome too, you're like, "Oh, well, I'll see you tomorrow, and you'll see I'm not a scammer." Well, like I'm telling you that like the screenshots of all this would be funny because of it was a space of time before I actually seen your messages. So like you had 4 or 5 right in a row, and then when I responded, he responded right back to me. But I'm like, bro, I just gave you the message. Like now all of a sudden you're not coming. Like,
hey, here's my address. I'm like, oh. My son just called me, and my son's like, man, I got a flat tire. Like,
that's hilarious, man. That's so funny.
You're not a scammer.
You got a whole bunch. You're a professional driver?
Not a professional. I like to think so in my own mind. I like to get down, man. We're in the beginning stages, man. We're
working on it.
We don't got little jumps here, man. Like, yeah, this ain't a little kid's playground. It's a grown man's playground. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
This is cool. Oh man, I'm a beginner.
That's all right. Everybody's got to start somewhere. You know what I
This
mean?
is my first vehicle.
I think it's awesome that you
toy.
came up right when you're
What's your
filming,
toy?
man.
What you got?
Well, it's a start. It's a beginner. It's a 900, Polaris 900.
Okay,
It's
all
the-
right.
deal.
So I started with a Razor 800, and like you got to start somewhere. And it's funny, me and a buddy, he had a Rhino, and I had the 800, and we were going with like mud guys, you know. Well, they were calling us Mario Andretti and Dale Earnhardt because like we were the ones blitzing through the woods, and that thing's just, you know, looking back, that thing's a snail in relationship to what we got, but. Back then, I thought I was hot shit in the man. You know what I mean? Like
we're starting with some a cousin of mine and myself. We said let's get some toys.
that's awesome, man.
Have
Hell
some
yeah.
fun.
900S or XP?
No, I got the 900S.
Okay, all right, yeah.
There you
They're nimble little
He has the
suckers.
XP.
See, I
He
got
has the
I got a
900
I got a
XP.
RS1 over there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a side by self.
Oh, that's a single.
Yep,
driver.
side by self.
Yeah. I saw those, but they're not so common though.
No, they're not. They get down though. They boogie.
Oh yeah.
Yep, they boogie.
Man, this one
Yeah, they're a party in themselves, man. To be honest with you,
looks nice. This could cruise. I'm pretty sure this could.
you can't pick up no chicks in this thing though.
No.
I'm married. You can't pick up no chicks anyway.
Well, my cousin has
Married and ugly.
the the 900, but the 4-seater, and I got the 2-seater.
Oh, so he's trying to pick up all the chicks with a 4-seater.
He has the whole family.
I gotcha.
I only have a wife, and the kids are gone.
I
so
gotcha. I gotcha.
My wife and I myself, we're just.
So there's the 2 tires, and then here's the extra rims. Like if you could get 2 more tires and then have a full another set of spares for you. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought.
Like that would be, and like this is
Now,
outside. Like
You think that'll?
like I can clean it up for you, but it ain't gonna affect how it was sealing. You know what I mean? I'm just rough on stuff, man. And honestly, I'd like to say I took credit for that. I don't think I did. I think when I got that RS1, he gave me the rims with him. I'm just consolidating. I started doing a purge. Actually,
So besides this, what you got that you want to get rid of? That you
Polaris
think you can help
stuff.
me?
Polaris stuff. I really don't know, man. I don't think I really got anything that will kind of benefit you Polaris stuff. I mean, there's a front bumper. If it would, like, you would have to look it up. There's a front bumper and a winch there. Like, I'd give it to you if, like if you think you can use it, because like basically how I got this shelf right here is kind of like donation, sell, get rid of, all in one shelf. Like, you know, so like if you think you can use it, I'll give it to you.
I think I could use it.
Like, I don't want to see it listed online next
No,
week now,
man.
trying to make $1 off me now. I don't mind helping you out. No, I'll grab it down.
That's what they all say. Yeah, I'll take
I'm
it.
just-
and
I'm
then you
just-
see it on sale next week.
I don't visualize myself doing that.
No, I'm just talking shit.
He doesn't visualize it right
so
now.
my grandpa just got a saying, when you give something to someone, that means you gave it to him, right?
No.
No, well, like, and I believe that. Like, I can't tell you what to do with it after I've given it to you. Like, that defeats the whole purpose. But you get the premise of what I'm saying.
I
Like,
like the statement.
right, yeah, yes, sir. Right.
We're developing a good trust.
Right.
I don't want to see it online.
Right.
I think that's fair. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
No, you. No,
I'm Kevin.
no,
Nice to meet
you asked if I was a professional driver.
Yeah.
I'm an amateur driver and a professional shit talker. You know what I mean? You just don't earn that.
You got some nice. This is nice. So you started with that, and then you ended up with something like this.
Yeah, so they're all the same. All three of these cars in here are the same. But that's more like, that's been my main squeeze for a long time. But that car also is more of a stock form than these other cars. Like that yellow car, which is like the Holly Hill Mountain Dew style, right? Like, that's a turbo car. Yes, sir. But no motor in it because it developed a window. It wanted to become a window service. Yes, sir. Yeah, well, the green cars, honestly, like that's more of a stock car. It's tune, exhaust, intake cams, and suspension. It looks cool, and it does work. Don't let it, fool you, but it ain't a ton of work done to it, you know?
So you started as a hobby.
I started as what, sir?
You started as a hobby.
Oh, this still is a hobby, bro.
Since you were.
I just bust my ass at work to make this all work.
It ain't anything, Scott?
No joke. The best way to kind of describe this is I just work a ton to be able to afford all this shit. You know what I mean? I think that will bolt up to your buggy. And like, here's the controller for the winch. And don't be mad at me if that winch don't work, because it's been sitting for a while. You might have to get, because I think that's what I was missing, the actual whip for the winch, which you should be able to go online and just type in that name brand winch and be able to get the whip for it. I guarantee you probably get it on Amazon for like $9. You know what I mean? The actual button to like activate it. Because like that's going to be your power supply and all that, like power ground, trip wire, and then it'll just be to activate it. But like I'm pretty sure that will bolt right up to your buggy. Kind of all I got for player stuff. That will even like the rest of the stuff I got is junk, man. It ain't going to be no benefit to you.
No, that's all right. That's good.
RS1 stuff. You want me to clean up the backside of that rim for you? Do you have like a grinder or die grinder to kind of clean it up?
I got a grinder.
I don't think it, like, I honestly don't think it's even going to affect.
Concern is I won't get a flat though. It won't.
No,
leak.
it ain't like, no, see, that's what I'm saying. I'll clean it up for you. It ain't going to take me a second.
That's service right there. Selling the damaged rim, but he's gonna clean it up, take all the burrs off of it before he even gives it to the guy.
No, to be honest, I should have put that in the ad, but I didn't pay much mind to it.
Take off that little bit of a burr.
Yeah, just clean her up for her. Put on my old safety squints.
Yippers, they work every time.
And that's how you do it.
There you go. I mean, like I said, you got to think the wheel actually seals back here.
Correct.
Like this is kind of more aesthetically, you know what I mean?
And what I was thinking, I could put the little that mixer, the composite. I'll just.
I like that.
What's
Seems
that
like you're a
called?
professional. JB Weld? Yeah. Yep. I knew by the whistle what you were talking about, man. See, I told you. I got it, brother. I got it, bro. Yep, no, I got it.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Let me get some practice before I call you to see if I can test drive.
You were about to say something different. I'll go ahead and say it for you, man. Let you get your balls up, man. I said he hit me back with like 4 or 5 right in a row. Like, when can I come? What's your address? Da, da, da. And I'm like, well, I guess he's legit. He really wants it. So I respond back and like, dude, like I told him, I don't have my phone set up where it notifies me. I got to actually physically look, dude. My phone would be nonstop. So I got to physically go on there. Well, by the time I went back on there, he had responded, like I said, 5 times. So I'm like, send him the address. He responds right back immediately to me. Oh, I got a flat tire. I can't come now. And I'm like, oh, good job, scammer. Because I'm thinking like, this bitch just got my address. Like, he went through all this address, to get my address, gets my address, and then it's like, scammer, like doing some funny shit with my address. Well, I straight wrote him that. I'm like, oh, nice job, scammer. Well, he wrote me back. He's like, if we set up an appointment tomorrow and I show up, will you believe I'm not a scammer? I'm like, absolutely. Well, like, I never put any more mind to it. I never knew he was for sure coming. Yeah, dude, we were filming and he like, I thought it was you. And I had in my head, I'm like, I just told Andy we're filming, like, because I like continued and then I see it's this guy and I'm like, I literally, like, my mind was so fucking blank at that time. Like, who the fuck is this guy just walking in my goddamn shop? Like, this is so bizarre.
Caught me off guard.
But, like,
he was like, doesn't seem like they
but
know
he
each
got it
other.
all live on video
I
of like
pretty much everything.
the whole interaction, and it's just like clowning. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, I mean, the old saying is like, you can't make this shit up, man. Like,
well, that's what it is, dude.
all that shit you can't make it up.
I have that. You can't make that shit up life. And it's funny hanging out with Renner. Renner's like, dude, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And he's like, I don't want to sound like a pussy saying it, but he's like, I never fought. I never got into fights. He's like, so I kind of try to avoid confrontation of that, where he's like, you go to it. Like, not that I'm looking for a fight, but it's like, you're not afraid of like the actions that could happen. It's like, I want to fuck, they're fighting. I want to get front row. Like, I want to see what the hell's going on.
Happening.
Because like, if someone's fighting and I see someone getting the shit stomped out of them, I'm not going to jump in, but I'm going to de-escalate it. If it's an easy fight, dude, I'm going to fucking watch. Dude, I want entertainment just like everybody else. You know what I mean? All right, so I think we were at Tool Room, and then
Yeah, we were starting here at the
old Orlando got us, man. Oh, I don't know if y'all met or whatever.
We
Okay.
made an introduction. Yeah, man. Absolutely. All right, so we made it to the tool room.
All right, yeah. So I'll start it back with just because Orlando left.
All right. Had a little brief distraction with a random non-scamming.
That was
scammer,
awesome, man. We
but,
actually it wasn't a
guy ended up buying
scammer.
some tires.
Yeah, he bought
Not a
tires.
scammer.
Yeah, made some money
But he
today.
does deal with insurance, so.
Right, yeah. He said Shout Out Ranch is uninsurable, which
Yeah.
I didn't expect less, to be honest with you.
I
So.
think that's his own personal opinion.
Right, yeah.
Well, we won't get into it. No details here.
So, because my wife, she actually talked me into, like I said, building this wall. I had all my tools on that wall and kind of none of this stuff. Ended up making this literally like my tool room, toolbox, everything all in one deal. And man, I got a variety of tools. It goes from anything from Harbor Freight specials, garage sale specials, to stuff that I've had since I've been a kid. And I mean, a lot of these tools I've had for a long time, man. I built a lot of cool stuff with this. So I can tell you, if you got more, that's cool. But if you got less, that's cool as well. Like, because it really ain't the quality of tools, it's how you work with them, man. And like, I got another good buddy, and actually Andy's another one, kind of will preach it. A toolbox don't do the work. It's the tools inside and the people who actually turn in the tools. So yeah, just I kind of give you a quick little scan through.
Yeah.
They say I got nothing glamorous in here. It ain't all snap-on. It ain't all nothing. And if I had to pick a brand of tool, it would probably be Gear Wrench, man. Like, all their tools are smooth, nice, seem to work pretty good. Warranty's good. I think like lower and lower we get in a more junk, like less organized style of.
You don't want to bend down as much
Right,
as
yeah.
shit goes.
You know, it's
Plenty of wrenches though, man.
yeah, plenty of wrenches. And I got it all set up like metric,
What's
standard.
what's your go-to drawer?
Honestly, it's 1/4 inch or 3/8. So it's
Yeah.
this drawer right here, and obviously wrenches up top. They're just easy accessible, so they're all the time getting used. I think every shop's got a junk drawer.
You gotta
You
have
know,
a junk drawer. I've got mine.
pistol, random, just
Mine looks
junk,
exactly-
man.
I
Like
think you have the same junk that
like-
I do.
you think I did drugs or something, but it, you know, syringe for oil,
Yeah.
nitrous pills. You know, it's just random junk, man.
You gotta have one.
And you know, I think that's how everybody's junk
I don't
drawer.
think it's an official shop
the-
if you don't have a junk drawer.
The pistol's what's holding the damn drawer from shutting, but yeah, same thing. It's kind of like secondary junk drawer, all the just random bits, like
Right.
all the time digging in that thing. And like I said, there ain't nothing special. These things just, like I told you earlier in the video, there's fashion and then there's function. And all my tools are just functional. This is like specialty tool, just random, you know, like bearing press, tubing bender, Chevy piston ring installer. I mean, there's
Do you
just
have
random.
a favorite hand tool?
Favorite hand tool?
Like something that you probably could get something new, but maybe this one's old or.
Well,
something
I would
that's
say
sentimental
here's the
or-
most simple. This guy right here, because of being in the side-by-sides and stuff, this is just a little clip tool that takes off the plastic clips. And it's so simple, but man, if you don't have one of these things, this thing's life-changing, man, as far as that goes. And then all my little electrical tools, like this thing's been with me for 15 years, man. Like this, I don't even know where I got it from, but that thing's literally been with me for like 15 years. Messing with the go-karts, this thing's like a main squeeze, just to line the chain. If anybody's messing with a go-kart, that thing's like silver tuna for that stuff, man. Air tools, man, you can see the selection's gotten very thin nowadays. It's kind of been updated by battery-powered tools.
Battery powered is the way to go,
Kind
man.
of taking over, man.
It really has. The time of the battery that you get out of it for working on it.
Right,
you know,
right.
It just doesn't make sense anymore to dragging the hoses around.
No, and I see like the same thing, John Harlick, that I was telling you about building this loft and stuff. I just talked to him about it. And he's like, man, at a professional level, you're still using a pass load. You're still using some air tools because the battery can't keep up. But as far as consumer doing small stuff, any of the grinders, any of that stuff, he said he's still using, you know, battery power tools over all of it.
Right.
And to be honest, I think, you know, me and you talked like, you know, earlier, just kind of, you were skimming through like, man, what would be your favorite tool? And the most used tool is my 3/8 Milwaukee Impact, by far most used, because you can zap everything off, kind of tighten the bolts down, then touch them with a wrench and you're done. So that's like most used. Probably my favorite or most innovative tool is literally either this battery powered air file or the rivet gun. This air file, man, I use it anything you can think of, man. You can just touch it up, it rotates like. And Milwaukee don't owe me nothing, or I don't owe them nothing, but it's a badass tool. So
It's not a sponsored.
no, I can tell you it's not. If they want to sponsor, I'm more than open to.
We would both be more than open to it. Just
I
put it out
support
there.
them, but yeah, they don't owe me nothing. I don't owe them nothing. So like, and then like, I mean, the tools kind of get less and less used. This is my electrical drawer, man. Like that thing gets, for some reason, no matter how I organize, it keeps getting reckless. But it's also having stuff like silicones, all that stuff. Trying not to make it boring, but also want to show you all the junk. Like I see Milwaukee holes over DeWalt, man. Like cool little router. That was actually a cool Amazon find. It uses the Milwaukee battery and stuff. So that was cool. Drill bit drawer, like measuring drawer. That's just kind of how I got it set up.
Do you still cut twice after measuring?
Yeah, unfortunately, man. Like that's kind of part of the shot out program, man. Specialty tools like any type of like spring compressors, inspection cameras, random tap and die sets, all that stuff's there. The scale cars, caster camera plates, all that stuff in that section. I think everybody has a random bolt thing that they've acquired. Nothing, you know, development over 10, 15 years worth of bolts
That
there.
looks like it's a couple of years worth of
Yeah,
bolts.
like it's kind of in a condition where you just don't pick it up, you just
No.
slide it to a new location.
I think that stays here when you move.
So this is when I was telling you about the turbo car and how it became a window service. Well, there's the window that it designed, man. It's
Oh, that's
kind
beautiful.
of special in its own, man. You really just don't get that easily, and it's not cheap either. Pretty expensive.
Goodness.
That's the expensive window. You could probably put windows in a whole house for the cost of that one.
I believe that.
Random bolts. It's a little more organized here. Got, you know, somewhat sized out and just random. I do got them labeled. It is a help. But then I got the organized chaos up here, you know.
What is this table?
This is like I would say the baddest consumer plasma table you can buy, man. Like it's 4x8. No. 4x6. Yeah, it's a 4x6. And honestly, man, it can do a lot of stuff. But, you know, obviously if you had a 4x8, it'd be better. You know, you can only, but it takes up so little room. Like, to be honest, I haven't even used this model. I had a 2x2 and like I loved it so much I ended up buying this thing. And
So it's
like
just like a plasma cutting table, basically?
plasma cutter table, and like basically the plasma cutter is kind of a separate entity, and this is like a program that just, you know, runs whatever you program in it, traces it out, and it's, you know, it obviously does speed, height, and all that stuff, where the plasma does the actual work of cutting the material. So like the biggest misconception is like, how much can this plasma table cut? What dictated on the plasma cutter? The plasma table does the motion. The plasma cutter actually dictates how thick a material and what it can cut. You know, so like it's like a big misconception. Like, man, what can this thing do? Well, kind of dictates on what you got for a plasma cutter. You know.
What's behind the mystery barn door?
So nothing hiding, nothing cool. But this is just try to keep everything clean in here. This is going to be my engine room. I got the plotter, 3D printer, laser all in here. I'm gonna have all my riding gear in here. Just try to keep the spiders and stuff away. Like, you know, I'm into car motors, small motors, go-kart motors. We do a lot of engine stuff and keep stuff clean, so it's like an extra effort. I'm gonna end up trying to insulate this and put AC in this whole little area. This is the new block that hopefully the window service just don't get a hold of. We're, you know, put all the goodies in that thing, you know. But that's the whole intention of this room. Just engine room, clean room, make sure everything kind of stays a little nicer in here. Then you can see the rest of the shop's dusty and full of freaking spider webs, you know.
Hey, it is what it is. We're in Florida,
Right.
man. Pollen and spider webs are like a mandatory thing.
Don't go skipping over my Falcon, man. That one day we'll see life, man. One day. And that's funny. That's what my wife, she actually wants me to get this thing going over everything. But so at one time in 08, this thing went 1060 at 130 mile an hour.
Holy smokes.
And then that actually a lot of the parts plus the dirt bike was sold for me to buy my first house. And it kind of goes back to like, hey, you got to take some sacrifices to get where you want. And that, unfortunately, that was some of the sacrifice. Sold the turbo, sold the engine, sold a lot of the parts, sold the dirt bike at the time. And that was our down payment for our first house. But this thing flew back in the day, and like, man, it's kind of embarrassing how much of a death trap. Like, this is the first weld I ever put on anything. This is kind of like my first big project. Like, I always tinker with Mustangs where it's like buy a part, you buy control arms, you buy this. This is you build. And like, this is a Mustang 2 front end, 4-link rear. Man, I got the motor set back like 20 inches. The back, like the driver's seat's almost in the back seat. I mean, like I said, it's janky, but this fucker rode out. Believe that. And like, I'm proud of it because in 08, there wasn't a whole lot of the internet and a whole lot of other people doing things. Like now it's pretty easy to kind of see what people have done and work off them. This is kind of like a Holly Hill blend of what I could come up with to make go fast, you know?
Your own creation without having kind of feedback from the internet.
And I thought about, you know, like everybody wants to kind of give a synopsis of life, right? I think my synopsis from young kid to now, it's always been the same because unfortunately my family have stayed loaded. It's go as fast as you can on a budget. It's like whatever you can work with minimal money involved and go as fast as you can. It's kind of been like, I guess that's the synopsis of same shop, same everything. Man. It's like I buy like the baddest that I can afford. You know what I mean? Like I'd love the shop to be way bigger, and obviously, but that was every penny I had at the time. You know, like. But yeah, so as we could go through, I got little mill gets used very, very little. The lathe actually gets used quite a bit. Tubing notcher, this is kind of like everybody's got their own little thing, but man, that's a $50 notcher from Harbor Freight, just on a drill press. That thing works great, and that thing's notched so many things.
So what would you use this guy over here for?
just turning down bearings, bushing, stuff like that. That's kind of where it gets used the most. Like I'll make little small, simple, intricate, or small, non-intricate bushings. Say if you need to turn down a tolerance of like a bearing or something, you can get that. Like that's kind of my main little thing. Like it actually gets used quite a bit for how little it is. Every cage, every mud truck, everything's been built by the same bender. I've had this thing 15 years. It's been awesome piece of material for me, man. I think total it's like $500 when you first got it. I got a couple dies now where it, you know, tallies up more, but that's been a sweet tool. I think everybody's got a Harbor Freight press, and if you don't, you need to get one.
You use that to build that cage?
It built that cage, that cage, that cage.
So this is what he uses.
I mean, yeah, like I built multiple friends' cages. It's definitely put in some work as far as it's earned its keep around the shop for sure.
It's earned its $500.
So, main welder, that's like to be honest, I don't do any TIG. I just ain't got myself into it, but I do all my aluminum stuff with this. I got a spool gun with that, like that setup. That's just Eastwood, cheap guy, and then a Millermatic 211 for all the MIG stuff. I don't know, to be honest, I had a Lincoln and I like the Lincoln better, but it's already long gone, so. Same thing. None of these companies owe me nothing, so I'll give you a real review until they do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Harbor Freight, welding bench, that thing comes in clutch quite a bit. And another drill press, that just got to set up regular drill. Evolution chop saw, that thing's badass. That thing earns its keep too, man. It's worth its weight in gold. If anybody ain't used one of them cold style saws, man, they're awesome. Blades are more expensive, but it cuts a lot more than the other blades, a lot less mess. It's got a lot of benefits. Material comes off cold, you know. So little track cruisers. Honestly, if I could have a shop full of these, we'd probably have more fun than anything.
Yes,
LT80, man, they're awesome machines. 300, same thing. It ain't a powerhouse, but they're cool to ride around the yard. I got sand here, so like anything on four wheels, like I told you earlier, dirt bikes are my main squeeze, but these things are a little safer, and then they excel a little better.
So this has been in the background of the video.
Time to show it, huh?
What the hell is this, Scott?
So I like to take credit for it, but I bought it from a guy in Michigan. It was gray, and I ended up having it wrapped. Did a couple things to it to make it mine, but he built a badass unit. It's STX 15F, makes around 150 horsepower. Total length is 11 foot. They call it a 10-footer, but that's because like basically the 10-foot comes from like here forward, and then this extra is considered a swim deck, which for some reason they don't measure that in the boat. Can't explain why, but just kind of giving you some information. Everybody's classic question on this thing, like, cause you gotta think this thing sits down when we're going, but everybody asks what the hell this thing is. And basically it's just a stomp grate is what they call it. And so when you push down on this, there's corresponding fingers that kind of just drop down, and it cleans out all the seaweed or whatever you sucked up. But it literally asks you, you know, you can just see it goes down just to clear it out. That way if you get in like crappy situations, it'll clear out your jet and you can keep propelling. Crazy carts, like I was mentioning earlier, man, them things are right in here. We got to clean out everything to make it, but like a little circle in here, you can have a blast with them things. Typical cheapest thing I could find on Amazon lift.
How's it work? What's your opinion on it?
It actually works really good, man. Like this thing, I got a full 4-door F-150 that's been on here multiple times, like servicing, just doing oil changes and stuff, and like no issues. So like good $1,800 spent, man. Like to be honest.
We're gonna get to this in a minute.
Yeah, I'll show you that.
Tell me about the Legend.
So that's home built, man. We got to show that thing off. But Legend car, I just got this thing to get rowdy, man. Like I got this from an old gentleman that he bought it off a guy that actually had cancer, was deep into racing. This thing was like real competitive. The guy got cancer, kind of just wanted to get out of it at the same time. So this guy didn't even really get to enjoy it. So then I bought it. I took all the stickers off, kind of repainted. I'm going to end up either doing it Cheetos or Flaming Onions. I'm kind of on the debate of that, but put an e-brake in here or a shitty handle, however you want to, call it. And it's literally just to get rowdy. I leveled out the car, made everything neutral, put some camber in the front. If I can get some more steering angle out of it, I want to try to make it like a little drifter. 1200, I think they make 150 horsepower. Maybe 140. I think 140 is where they're at.
You may recognize this from one of the other videos. we were out here for Scott's birthday. They were ripping around on the go-kart track, which we'll show you in a minute.
Yeah,
You'll see Scott ripping around in this bad boy, getting sideways and swirly.
it's literally just to
no
have
joke.
fun, man. Like,
Yeah.
no, like everybody's like, when are you gonna race? And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna. It's literally just to go out and get rowdy and do some cool stuff with, you know.
What?
So we got to
is
show this thing
custom
off, and
lift?
now it's still in the works, so it's got a little, you know, variations of work. And I got to give credit. I seen it online. I seen a twist of this online from, I think it's Whistling. What's his name? Oh, Whiskey Biz. I got to give the guy credit that I seen it from. Whiskey Biz online is his tag, but he had it with dirt bikes, and it really gave me an idea to try to get all these go-karts off the line. So how it works is basically you pull these pins, and as they go down, you can pull the pin. You know, obviously I had a go-kart kind of blocking the way to show it full function. But you'll pull this pin, and then I can get this out of the way, and then I can continue to lower the thing down, and that way you're not picking up any one of them. I literally just lower it straight to the ground.
So this pin comes out?
Yep, that bolt comes out, the other one comes out, and then that whole apparatus removes, and then now you envision this gone, so now you can lower this to the ground, and then as it goes, and then like it's just, you know, like I still got to wire it up and clean it up, like this is just fresh, but you know, it'll raise up.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, you know, so like I said, now I can click another one in, click this on, put it on the rack, and then continue to raise it up. And then when I want to come back down, I'll just bring it down to a level. And like you see, I'll just let it sit on the steering wheel just so you can kind of see how it works. But like as it sits on that steering wheel, it holds the weight. And then now I can start relieving it. You know, the chain relieves. I can undo this, unpull that whole thing out of the cycle. But you got to envision, instead of it sitting on the steering wheel, be sitting on the ground, you know?
Right, all the way down.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat, take them all off.
Right, yep.
Load them back up.
But yeah, just to get it
So
out of
you
the way.
can fit 4 of it on there.
Four of them, then probably one on the ground is kind of the hope of it, you know? So to continue, my grandpa's ride, grandpa ended up having a stroke, so it's been kind of sitting, just kind of waiting for him to get back, you know, above the weather type thing. But sitting on probably a bad investment. I bought a dyno, man, high expectations, and it's just kind of been collecting dust. Maybe one day I'll get involved in that and
bad investments here and there that
tighten
we're
my
not
game
proud of,
up.
but this is a bad investment worth being proud of at the same time.
Oh,
It's a
dude,
dyno.
that's what we were talking about earlier. 10-year-ago old Scott would be jealous of Scott having a dyno, and here I ain't even used the thing. So like,
right?
too much time and too much sticks in the fire, I guess you'd say. You know, so funny story about a Honda Spree. Cool story about this thing. Andy over there actually hit me up one day, and he's like, "Man, I got this thing. You gotta check this thing out." When he pulled up, and I was like giggling when he pulled up, because to be honest, I've seen Sprees, kind of seen pictures about it, see how teeny they are. Well, this thing's like pocket size, man. Well, wasn't running. I had an old man that like I grew up almost like as a hero. He always built engines, like just cool, knowledgeable old guy that you like hope you can kind of be like it, you know, when you get older. I was like, man, make this thing pretty nasty for me. Well, I ended up finding a pipe, and he made it pretty nasty. And like, it needs some clutch work, but it's still pretty cool. Just random, unique, like I said, little pocket-sized scooter that's faster than the other Sprees. You know what I mean? DT 100. I think it's a 74. I need to go through it. It was given to me by my uncle, so I just need to tighten up and go through it type thing. This is my pride and joy too. Like, you know, same thing. I told you my pops passed away. Well, when my dad passed away, this is a 04 CR250 frame that my dad was actually riding. It had a 250 engine in it. Well, his dream was to put a CR500 motor in it. Well, when my dad passed, he had the motor already and had the running CR250. So I pulled the 250 apart, did all the fab work and stuff, and had a couple buddies help me along the way of like, you know, TIG welding the aluminum and stuff, and basically came up with what we got now. It's, you know, 04 CR250 frame with a 89 CR500 motor. And then unfortunately, man, same thing for me, just neglect. You can see the paint's coming off the motor. It just, I need to go back through it and clean it back up, but it's a bad bitch too. I got to tighten my game up on it. Just
takes time. You got a lot of things in here to work on.
Renard has a quote that is a really good quote, and it says that we are almost drowning in happiness. Like, we have so much cool stuff that you're like drowning in it because you can't enjoy it all, but you want it all, and it's like cool things. Like this thing will, if I could be buried with this thing, it will. This and that truck, like that'd be a badass burial right there.
Right,
But like,
yes, it would.
but then it's like the same thing. You know, I don't know. It just whatever your weight scale is, I guess. You know. But I mean, that kind of concludes the shot. I got random go-kart. Oh, and this is a cool story. That same old man, he built
Is that
this.
what controls the
That's
dyno?
what controls the dyno. So this 60 right here, the same old man that I was telling you about the spree, this 60 has put two grown-ass men in the hospital, like detrimental, man. Like one guy ended up doing a wheelie, flipping. It got a hold of his meat and his like calf, ripped his calf muscle off. Another guy wheelied off and ended up like breaking his hip. This thing's fast, man. It's not for how teeny it is. For some reason, it puts grown men in the hospital. Like,
It's that power band. Once that power band kicks in, it's
right, that's what it is, like a
uncontrollable.
button, and then it being so short, like,
Right.
yeah, that thing's kind of unique, man.
All right, let's go take a walk around the property. Let's see what this compound.
Yeah, we'll
is
hop
about.
in the damn Defender, and I'll show you around in that thing.
That'll work.
So we're getting the old luxury ride. Kate won the battle on this one, man.
So what are we getting in here?
The old Defender, man, AC, whoo. This is something that very few people in Holly Hill have, man.
I like it.
No, all jokes aside, I really want to kind of R-Max, just Yamaha guy, whatever. And Kate wanted an AC unit, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad she won this battle. Because having
I'm glad she won the battle as well.
having the AC is really cool. Window, like power windows. This is luxurious as we can get in a side-by-side.
Yes, sir. All right, so
That's
where are we
my,
heading right now?
you got to see my pit bull right there, man. I love the old guinea fowl. If you ain't never heard of a guinea fowl, they're a cool animal, man. I started out with like 17 of them guys. And like, he's like my soldier. I went down the 2 for a while, and I called him Tick and Talk. Well, Talk went somewhere, so I got Tick. And to give you a little education about guinea fowl, they're known to eat around 3,000 bugs a day. So it's like an awesome pest killer, or pesticide, as well as a cool animal to have around the farm.
So
Like,
where are we heading right now?
we're up basically the driveway. I give you a quick little run around of the pit bike track. Like I told you earlier, it's all a dream, man. So it's like, this is kind of my skill level. Keep me, hopefully, from being in the hospital. But basically, it could be kind of turn 1. You got like an option lane right there where you can go inside, or we're just kind of going to the outside right now. Like you can see the option lane where you're pointing now, and then this is the other side of it. Well, it wanted the window up for us,
Yep.
man. Give you a little better view. Quick little roller section. I said it's all small. It's all set up just for the pit bike. And I had it real extreme. No one would jump anything but like me and a couple people. I had it real tame where everybody would jump it, kids and all. And this is kind of like the middle ground. You can come out here, kind of booze cruise, half kind of mess around, and still, there's some bigger jumps where you can still have some fun. So that's kind of cool. But I'll cut short of the pit bike track just because this is my baby, man. The go-kart track's where we put a lot of time in. And like you said, you came and helped film with us on my birthday. Careful, don't block my shit up. I told you.
I was though. What button hits the parachute?
That's kind of like
This
the.
was a primo track, and it still looks like it on his birthday.
Oh, dude,
Oh
like
my God, it was so much fun out here.
the difference between like when it's prepped up, like this thing. I'm telling you, this is my baby, man. The time and it definitely ain't full potential right now, but you can get an idea. It's a real short track. It gets rowdy. We got basically one rule that you got to abide by. I guess 2 rules. It's got to have 3 or more tires. It's got to have a Predator 212, And like we've had up to 33 carts on this track at one time, man. So it gets pretty rowdy. Call it the Holly Hill High Banks. We give it got to give it a funny name. Even though we're not in Holly Hill, I like to tell everybody this is where we're at. We like option lane, where say if we want to ride in like a road course style, we'll come into here. Country life, burn pit, man. You always got to have a burn pit.
Got to, it's mandatory.
So basically front yard, you see I got a couple goats. Goats are also a cool ass animal. A little education about goats is a goat stops growing their horns and their beard as soon as they're fixed. So you can see I have one guy over here that is full beard, full horns. His name's Banshee. And then I got two guys with small little goatees and small horns. Well, they got fixed, and that's why their horns stopped growing.
That
And
is very interesting. I had no idea.
and then another cool fact, which is disgusting, but a cool fact, is when they are not fixed, they pee on themselves. They pee on themselves for like to get the scent on them, like for the ladies. But now that they are fixed, they don't pee on themselves. Well, like if we stand here and watch Banshee for enough time, he'll begin to pee on himself to like because he gets excited and like wanting to kind of show off. But it's just a weird fact. Yeah, back to Tick, man. I told you that's like my bulldog. He'll kind of walk us around the whole property.
They don't care at all.
I'm telling you, like you can see he's pecking at bugs right now. And the cool thing is like when you pull up, he started squawking.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like a bulldog. If he's squawking, there's a reason for it, man. There's
Little
something.
alarm clock.
Yeah, there's something on the property.
That's awesome.
But goats are another, I'm telling you, real cool, low maintenance, lovable animal, man. People make fun of me for having them as pets, but that's what I got. We'll come around. Kate's little garden, man. She's proud of that thing.
Heck yeah.
It's funny, we joke around, we're getting old when you get excited about growing a garden and random
Brother.
stuff like that.
We're all getting old.
So basically this is right out the back of the shop. See, this is probably one of my favorite jumps on the track because it's right out of that corner there. And like all this stuff, man, I've videotaped it. None of this does any justice. It's probably like, I'd say a 40-foot gap, 45-foot gap. And then this double is real intimidating in the car, dirt bike, all of it, just because it's, you know, big double and, you know, if you don't make it, it's pretty do or die type stuff where you're gonna get hurt pretty good. This off camber, so you come in here pretty fast, end up throwing the buggy, dirt bike, all that kind of sideways. You got an option here, like where you could swing it wide. You got to think some of this riding, it's personal stuff, so like it ain't about going the fastest, like having the most fun,
You
most
come out
flow.
here, have fun, maintain your equipment.
Right.
You don't want to blow out your shocks on the first big jump you hit.
Right. And like, to be honest, a lot of this is kind of test and tune. I don't get to enjoy it as much as you think. I kind of joke around. It's like owning a dartboard or a pool table. Like everybody thinks you're like a pool shark if you own a dartboard or a pool table, but in reality, you don't really play darts or pool unless your buddies are over. So it's like kind of the same thing. I don't really ride this thing unless buddies or friends or scenarios like this are over.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the safety aspect too, you kind of don't want to go pushing it.
Yeah,
out
you got to
by
have someone
yourself.
here, wad myself up, be laying out here.
If you got a friend out here, you know they're expecting to hear your buggy
Right,
coming back
right.
at some point. If they don't, then they get worried and come looking.
Right. And like this hole back here is like what we just went through is like, that was my hope to try to find clay. We dug way down and I couldn't find clay. Unfortunately, all the material is like sandy here. So any bit of clay that you see has all been hauled here. And like, man, it's a weird spot in life where.
So you told me on your birthday party for the go-kart track, you got your clay from the same place as a local dirt
local
track.
circle track. Yep.
Which track was that?
Volusia Speedway, which is like literally right up the road from me. So like that's where all this material comes. It's the exact same material.
So all this clay is the same that they
Same,
get
yeah.
at Volusia Speedway, and that's what he has babied around his go-kart track.
Like this is like the perfect material for out here, but it's expensive to have it trucked in. It's just getting it here is the hardest thing, to be honest with you, man. Metal ramp, weather got to it. We got to re-church it back up. I actually ran it over the skiddy, just out here being reckless by myself, but we set that thing up. That's pretty fun. So we're coming back around. You'll see like this is like kind of showboat alley. You get showboat in the corner, come back out. And this is you know, same thing. I already know in camera it's not going to do it no justice, but this jump's huge in the side by side. You know,
Feels huge.
pretty big rip.
Yeah.
So you land out here, and then this one's fun because like the landing of this one is like you actually go and land in a hole. So like the perception of like when you're in the buggy, it feels like you're really
Oh my
in the
God,
buggy.
yeah.
You know. Come here, like this is like my speed check. Like you're hauling ass here, you come up and like you got to maintain enough speed. Obviously, get up it and not get stuck.
Jesus.
But then it's like right to here to this double, to where like. All right.
All right, so we've been having a little bit of technical difficulties trying to get this camera to keep recording. I don't know what happened, but basically,
I think that's country living. You might have went through like that vortex of where no
Yeah.
service or
I don't
whatever.
know what
Yeah.
happened, but there'll be a little bit of continuity and clipping going on right here.
We're
back on track,
We'll get
literally.
it. But so we came back, like basically you're on the second tabletop of the entry, and this thing, it's got a nice hole when you land. It's like it's only 4 or 5 foot, but like the perception of when you're in the air, it feels like you're really skying that thing. So this is a cool jump, high speed. So like now you got to envision, like in the YXZ, I'm like 4th gear, probably 55, 60. So it's hauling butt, and then as hard as you can on the brakes, with enough momentum to get over this.
So
But then
are
not
you clear this whole gap that we're riding through
no,
right
no,
now?
no, no. That's like a speed check. So like
Okay.
the one that we just went over, like right now is the face, and this will be the landing. So the
Gotcha,
first
okay.
one we kind of scrub speed, and then like that's where the trick. If you come in too fast, you will lose. You actually lose momentum because you air out that first one,
Right.
and then you don't have drive to hit the double. Yeah, this a little single. You got to think a lot of this is orientated for the side by side. So like, what seems like nothing is it really offsets the car. It's been just an innovation, man. You can see like I got some of these trees painted where they're like leaning a little bit. They just need to come down. Like it's always trying to widen it up, make it like just cooler as it goes. And I think that's part of like the dream, man. Like as the things progress, the dream progresses. You know, it starts out as you just want a track, but then you want a cool track. You know, not just
So granted, you know, this track wasn't, it's always going to be a progressive thing, always changing, but,
right.
you know, from day one when you started building it, how long did it take you to get some sort of a line made, you know, line quarter here, jump here, like,
So
what was
it's-
the process behind all that?
It's funny, man. It was like a monumental thing. Actually, I'll back up because we were right there. This was like a footpath right here. This is it. Like everything looked like these woods right here. I mean, literally every ounce of this property looked like that, from where my shop is included. Well, this fence line right here, this post, I made a walking trail that went from this post to the edge of my property, and it came to that walking trail. And I remember when we got to the fence, because like you got to think I was with, at that time, no equipment, just handsaw, like chainsaws and a couple buddies. When we got to the fence, and it's kind of depressing because now it's already growing back where you can't even see where our first path was. We got the fence, that was like monumental, and that was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after moving in. It was like full progression of like, my priorities were so bad. Like we still had boxes of clothes and stuff, but I'm back here cutting a trail, you know what I mean? I was just so
making a
excited to
trail.
be back
the
here.
real priorities of a
Right,
compound,
yes, sir.
man.
But then this actual trail, what my goal was to make, so I got a buffer so if my neighbors ever build or anything like that, I got a buffer there. And then I made the track go all the way around the perimeter. And that was my first little breakthrough of like, oh man, this is cool. I can like show my buddies, you can bring your car around. And I remember it being so overgrown that we'd come back here and like say I had a Ranger at the time, and we'd come back here in the Ranger, and you'd almost feel like you got lost because like it was so overgrown. You're like, man, I'm not sure where I'm at in the property. Well, now it's almost comical to think that because I had the track laid
Got
out.
like a
and
whole trail system.
yeah,
almost.
yep.
If you were to do every line out here on the trail, you know, ripping, like, what's your lap times, average lap time?
About a minute and a half, and
That's
like.
covered a lot of ground.
Right, yeah,
fast,
yeah.
and
Like,
it still
it-
takes a minute and a half.
And you got to think that back straightaway that we just came down, man. Like I'm every bit of 4th gear there too, so it's probably average mile an hour. I would say average is 35, 40, top speed being 65, maybe 70. And you got to think like corners like this. This is a low speed corner because it being such a tight entry. But after you come out, it's like full speed right back to where we started of this
Right.
big. And like throughout the way, like there's a tree down. This is just ever going part of the owning the property type stuff. But I have a path here
see that, yeah.
where it's like an option lane.
Like a Joker lap.
Yep. So like basically if me and you were racing, and like I'm holding you up, you would come here and you can kind of blitz by. Well, then I got one under my belt to be able to take, you know?
Right.
So like just I don't know, man, when you got that, you got to try to keep it from getting boring, you know? But yeah, I got it all set up where you can just run different options. Man, we play paintball out here. Like I said, I'm just a big old kid, bro. That's basically what it boils down to. Almost a 40-year-old kid.
I think we all are. Some
Oh, yeah.
aspects of our lives, you know, never really want to grow up, always in denial.
Right. No, unfortunately, life makes you grow up, but you don't want to.
No, sir, you do not.
But so like that kind of gives you a good tour of the property. Yeah, the old box fan right there. That's what makes it, man. The old
Yes, sir.
box fan is what makes all this thing possible.
There's one more thing that we got to look at.
Oh,
I
you
think
want?
we're rolling up on it right now.
Oh, you want to see the Crown Vic, dude?
Even better
You almost
than the Crown Vic.
you almost scanned by. Oh yeah, this is my
bad
baby,
boy right
man.
here.
Yeah, she.
This thing.
You forgot all about old girl. The old Holly Hill Holler, man.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, this is honestly, it's a little bigger than I wanted, but the whole ticket to this thing is having the garage in the back, man. Like, cool story behind it though. Got a cool history. It used to be Adam Cicerello's rig before it got to me, and obviously it's a little ran down, and I got it cheaper. And like, it ain't no Taj Mahal in here, but she serves a purpose. So like,
Who needs a Taj Mahal when you're
slides,
racing?
you know, in right now. Slide obviously goes out, and it gets a little bigger in here. There she is. Oh, that was slick. That's Scotty T type stuff.
Yep, it happens.
There goes the old Swiffer.
Who needs a Swiffer?
Yeah.
See, now it's ergonomically bent,
Yeah. See.
so it won't hurt your back.
Yeah. Way better on the back.
That is a custom fabrication right in front of everybody.
But this is the ticket to it, man. Just a 10-foot garage, so I've actually had a side-by-side in here. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's the glue to it, man. That's why I bought this thing. It's a wreck. Just like the old lady said, she's like, I don't want you showing it, but I don't care.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is how it comes back
This
from a
trailer
race,
gets
man.
used-
Like,
this is what he brought to Tour Destruction in Freedom Factory.
yep.
And put it all to use. All the tools, all the straps, everything. All this.
No, this is how you see it, man. Like, this is from our freaking bed. Like I said, we literally come back and kind of, that's the glory of this thing, man. Park it. Like, come back and park it and then enjoy life again. So, yeah, that's kind of the ticket of why buying this thing. Keep everything in here, and then you just don't touch it until you go to leave, and make sure you're prepped up and good to go. Mr. Huckleberry's making sure we keep his rig good. Well, Mr. Berry's making sure we check out your rig.
Well, it's gay if you're just giving the dog bread, so don't give it to him. I thought you would sit there.
You alright? You gonna stay with us, Huckleberry?
No.
I don't care if he can, whatever happens, baby. Just
All right. Fuck.
Braveheart.
I forgot the name of the channel for a second. Like, what am I calling this shit again?
That's another privilege, dude. I'm the first one to open the door to all this chaos, bro.
So, wrapping up here at Scott Thrower's house for the first episode of Shop and Compound Tours, Sacked. And we had pretty good conversations. We got some cool shit out here. Awesome tools and toys. I think Scott's gonna take maybe the Legend or some sort of toy out. We're gonna go.
Yeah, I got
somewhere
to
around the
at
track.
least take something for a spin. I got a race. We got a race actually next week and the weekend following. So I'd rather not take the side by sides, even though that is my main squeeze. But I got to rip something for you.
What kind of
at
races
least.
you got coming up?
So we're doing Tour Destruction, which if you've personally been, but if you guys ain't never seen that stuff, it's cool, man. Check it out online, tourdestruction.com. They got Instagram, all that good stuff. It's all the same tag, but they're cool. And then we do actually in Marion County at the Bull Ring, we put on our own event there, Shot Out Racing, and that's at the Bull Ring, like I said, Marion County, Ocala, Florida. check that out. That'll be the 26th of this month. I don't know if you'll get this stuff out there before then. Like, you got life too,
I'm
you know.
Sure, yeah. His channel is Loose and Shot Out as well.
Yep.
That's why he was at the Tour Destruction a few weeks ago and what he's been filming for.
Yep,
so you
yep.
guys got to check that channel out. It's
Yep.
pretty rowdy.
That's me and Ronnie Renner. We're doing that together, and then I got my own personal Instagram. That's going to be Shot Out Racing, and then it's just Scott Thrower on Facebook. You know, we're all just trying to grow, man. I'm trying to market myself.
Yeah. My other channel is Endless Media. I kind of started that, like I said earlier in the video, kind of get out, get to events, stay a part of the action sports industry.
Right.
You know, show my kids that get out and do something.
Do something
good
cool,
things
yeah.
happen, and here we are, man.
Right,
It's
yeah.
our third,
No,
fourth time filming.
I'm excited that we met each other, man. It's a privilege, and hopefully we'll, you know, make both of us grow. You know
I think
what I mean?
it's gonna, you know, take a little bit of time, but it's gonna go somewhere, man.
Right, yeah.
Between your toys, our ideas, you know.
Right.
This is what's possible.
Yeah, with my ideas and your peanuts, dude, we're in there.
Yes, sir.
But
All right,
yeah,
thanks
no,
for tuning
I
in.
appreciate you stopping by, man. And like I said earlier, this is just a dream come true for me. All this just developed, so this ain't a bragging thing. I'm just excited that you put the offer out here.
Taking the time and
then,
sharing it all with me.
like I said, I didn't know it was the first episode, so that's cool.
This
you know?
is the first.
Hell
and
yeah.
hopefully there's gonna be a lot more. And check it out. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah. See y'all later.
next time.
Yep. No, I thought.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody's right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful, I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental, and I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I had no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
Yeah, buddy.
That's the grand tour, man.
Yes, sir, it was.
We had to do something kind of rowdy, man.
I'd say that was a little rowdy.
Not the side by side, but it'll work.
Hey, getting sideways is the same in any vehicle. Almost.
This is one of the funner things to rip around here.
I believe that. How fast do you think you're getting up to?
Probably like 40, maybe.
Okay.
Top of third sometimes. Yeah, I really like this thing.
Yeah, you look pretty comfortable driving it.
Honestly, I ain't gotta have enough fun with it yet. Like, that's probably the most consistent, like, back to back I've drove it.
Yeah, you were straight ripping on it. Got a little dusty over here.
Yeah, I need some water. A little water,
A
man.
little bit of water.
Need some. Not right now, but it definitely needs it.
Well, Scott, I sure appreciate you showing me around the property.
No problem, man.
Legend.
Yeah.
It's been a good time, man.
Shit,
I'll
I
be out
appreciate
again
you
soon.
coming out, dude.
Sorry I can't make it to the next tour destruction with you boys, but
Yeah,
plenty more events to get
family
to.
comes first, man.
that's right. All right, I'll catch you guys next time.
Later, bro.
All right.